Good morning, 9 minutes ahead of 5 o'clock. Time for a check of the markets and the senior VP at TJM Investments in Chicago, Scott Shellady, joining us. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Boy, we had a bad month in January, and February didn't seem like it's starting out much better. What's happening in the markets this morning?
Well, we're kind of recoiling from the last run-up that we had, like I've said before, from that last November report, which I thought was actually kind of bearish, but the market really held up well. And we put $1.50 on beans. We saw corn rally over $4, and we're now kind of retrenching. This morning, we're going to rebound and get back some of the stuff that we lost yesterday. Beans up about 8, corn and wheat are up too. But the significant thing is we still have wheat, even though it's up this morning under $5. So we'll be on the plus side as we start the morning. Then things have been pretty thin overnight, but this is probably going to be the way commodities trade here until we kind of get a sense of how much, how many acres we've got and how good that weather is going to be. So we're kind of retrenching to the middle of that range that we've had since we put those gains on starting last November.
Sure. Now, other than the technicalities of a turnaround Tuesday, is the corn market, do you think, going to try to buy acres here over the next few months?
I don't know. Maybe it would be nice to see. I just got done talking to some guys last weekend about that, and it looks as though beans are still a better bet for them right now. And I think with the inputs the beans require, it's still that way. So it'll have to be something fairly drastic, maybe, I don't know, a 20 to 30 cent rally in corn to help that out. And, a lot of guys already made up their minds, too. That also is a lot of times the case. So I think we'd have to see a decent rally, or I'm not going to think that a lot's going to change between now and, say, the end of March.
All right. Is there anything good you can say about wheat, especially spring wheat?
Not a ton. I mean, global supplies are pretty good. We rebounded a little bit this morning off some Russian news, which wasn't really that significant. But I think that right now there's just so much of it out there. That's been one of the big reasons why we've seen it dip its head below $5 here.
Okay, over in the cattle, are we down to some resistance points? $2 for feeders and down below $1.50 for fed cattle.
Yeah, I think so. But what the story there that we talked about on the floor yesterday is that we finally now, I think, are looking to have some pork production that outpaces cattle this year, which would be the first time since 1952.
Wow.
Traditionally, we've got chicken ahead of the beef market, but now it looks as though with the rebound from the PCE problem that we had last year has really, really fattened up those the amount of hogs we've got out there, and so we've got a production story this morning about how the pork will outpace the cattle.
All right. Scott Shellady, Senior VP of TJM Investments in Chicago. Thanks very much for joining us this morning, and we'll check in with you next Tuesday.
Okay. See you then.
Yep. Bye now. All right. Coming up next, we'll check the forecast one more time and a preview of what's coming up next on the Valley Today.